Well, this is going to be a short reaction. Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So, that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to an AMV, actually. An AMV for Ouran High School Host Club based on the song Merry Frickin' Christmas. Sounds interesting. I'm not 100% sure if I know this song. I might. I'm going to have to hear it. I don't know who it's by. It doesn't say in the title. But like I said in the cold open, this is going to be a short reaction because we're just reacting to the AMV today for a specialty reaction. And I don't know exactly what to expect. Because AMVs can be very diverse. Sometimes they're, super well made with a lot of, just graphics put in them and word art and a lot of, really cool effects. Sometimes they're... excuse me. Sometimes they're more like what I have done with AMVs, where it's just, trying to match the clips to the music as best you can. You don't have all the editing prowess to make, the really cool shit. But you can still try to match it the best you can. And there's different levels of that working out. Sometimes it works out really well, sometimes not so much. But sometimes, even when it doesn't work out super well, it ends up still being really fun and really cool. There's some older AMVs for sure that aren't necessarily super well made, but I have a huge soft spot for because of either the song really fitting or just the vibe being cool. One of my all-time favorite AMVs, for example, I don't know who it's originally by. I've seen it uploaded in multiple places, but it's an AMV for the character of Frankie from One Piece, specifically Water 7 Enies Lobby Frankie. And it's an AMV to the song Super Duper Man by Aqua. Or Toy Box, I think, actually. I get Aqua and Toy Box mixed up quite a bit. And to be fair, I think a lot of other people do too. But it's to the song Super Duper Man, and it's not particularly well made. But it's one of the first AMVs I ever saw, and I have a soft spot in my heart because it's just... the vibes are so immaculately fun. And so I just love that AMV, despite it not being, anywhere near the best I've seen. So, I guess to kind of fill out some more time in these pre-thoughts as well, I should talk about the subject material for this AMV, Ouran High School Host Club. So, I first saw Ouran High when I was in high school. I was living down in Georgia at the time, and my sister and I did a thing where we would basically watch anime that the other wanted to check out. We would basically show each other anime and watch it together. And one of the ones that she wanted to watch with me was Ouran High. Now, at the time, I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny. I was a teenager. I didn't like get a lot of the intricacies of what was being said and stuff. I just thought it was a cool, funny anime. But I had watched this series again going into adulthood and got a lot more out of it. For those who don't know, this series is a little bit older. I think it came out in the early 2000s. And because of that, I'll just say there are some things that don't age quite well. Which, makes sense. Especially for a comedy anime that came out at that time. There are some things that don't quite age well. But there's some stuff that still works. And for the most part, it's meant to be this kind of satire on romance harem anime. It kind of acts as a satire on the harem genre, playing up to these ridiculous ideas and concepts. The plot is basically about this girl named Haruhi who ends up getting a scholarship to this like fancy ass rich school. And I believe it's her first day there, and she ends up coming across the host club, which is a club of boys from the school who basically just they basically entertain women. Well, the girls from the school. It's not like an age gap thing or anything. But the idea is, I think they say it best kind of in the show itself. It's a club where boys with way too much time on their hands entertain women, girls who also have too much time on their hands. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the idea. And it's basically meant to be like kind of a joke. Because you have the boys in this club who are made to be like, attractive and alluring to all these girls. And it's like, it kind of reverses the harem. It's a reverse harem with the guys instead of the girls. You have the one girl, Haruhi, and all the guys surrounding her. But they take things in a little bit of a different direction because Haruhi ends up joining the club after she breaks a vase, a really expensive vase. Because at first, due to her androgynous appearance, everyone thinks that Haruhi is a boy. And so, throughout, I think just the first episode, all the different characters start to realize she's a girl. But she still remains as part of the club to pay off her debt. And has to pretend to be a boy and participate in the club at the same time. And it ensues in wacky shenanigans and ridiculous interactions. There's characters who are just insane and weird and silly. It's a comedy series, and it mostly centers around just, stupid comedic stuff. But it also touches on a lot of different topics, and it even kind of breaks down a lot of topics. It makes fun of a lot of the tropes of common harem series, and is trying to make a statement. It's a satire. But one of the things that the show, I think, really speaks to a lot of people in the modern era with is its discussion on queerness. Haruhi, like I said, is androgynous in terms of her appearance at first. And, well, in terms of her appearance throughout the entire thing, not just at first. but especially like right at the beginning. Now, once everybody finds out she's a girl, Haruhi actually makes a statement, and again, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember the exact wording, but she basically says, I don't care what you see me as. Boy, girl, does not matter. I would rather have people judge me for who I am rather than how they view me. And people have taken this to mean quite a number of things. Some people think have like compared her to being non-binary. Some people have said agender or pangender. There's a lot of different ways you could look at it. And the fact of the matter is that Haruhi doesn't care about gender. That Haruhi just isn't like super, like, doesn't see it as important in terms of identifying a person, and most notably herself. And I'm using she, her pronouns because it's the pronouns that are mostly used for her outside of when she's disguised as, you know, a boy as part of the club. But yeah. On top of that, Ranma's father is also a cross-dresser. Ranma's father is an active cross-dresser who is canonically bisexual, going more in line with queer representation for the series. And there is a more problematic bit of queer rep, but it's mostly done as a gag. And it's like, it's not great. And again, not everything in the series has aged well, but there's a gag where there's these twin brothers in the host club, and their entire thing is that they pretend to be like uncomfortably into each other because the girls of the club find it enchanting. They see it as like this forbidden thing, so it automatically makes them more interested in it. And I think both. I think they know. I think all the girls who go to the host club know that nothing's ever going to come of it. That it doesn't actually mean anything. But it's a scenario of like just even just the two brothers playing pretend with it is just, it's exciting for them. And yes, this obviously doesn't age well. I mean, honestly, it wasn't great for back then either. The idea of toying with the concept of incest as a gag is kind of fucking weird. But let's be honest, anime has done weirder and grosser. This is honestly pretty tame compared to some anime. But it's still weird. It's still very uncomfortable. And it's never taken like too far. It never crosses a threshold. But it is at a point where it's just like, it becomes a bit much and it's hard to watch, especially as an adult knowing more about why that's bad. Like watching as a kid for the first time, I was like, I just thought it was silly. But as an adult watching it, it's like, oh no, that's a little problematic. That's a little weird and gross. And there's other stuff too, but yeah, a lot of queer people really like latch on to this series because of statements it makes about that and how like honestly supportive it is. There's even like a line where one of the characters named Tamaki like calls all the rest of the club the queer supporting cast, because they make a lot of like fourth wall jokes and meta jokes and stuff. So they'll like acknowledge a couple times throughout it that it is like an anime and stuff. But yeah, either way, it's a series that I have a lot of love for because of a lot of the things it touches on, especially in terms of queerness. But I acknowledge that it has its problems, that it is dated. And honestly, I think like a modern remake could be good. Of course, like you couldn't get the entire original English cast back because, you know, one of them's a pedophile. But I definitely would like to see them get most of the original English cast back, because the dub cast is absolutely better than the Japanese. It's funnier in dub. And it's because of the delivery, in my opinion. It's the same thing with like Panty and Stocking. It's just better in dub because the comedy works better in the dub. It's the voice actors for sure. It's just the voice actors are better. And it's like it's one of those series that I will not like take arguments for with that. It's like there's some shows I can argue back and forth, but you know. Anyway, I've talked quite long in these pre-thoughts because I wanted to give my thoughts on this before we get into this really short reaction. But let us get this going and see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. See, kind of the funny thing about doing a reaction that short is that it's like, it's over so goddamn quick. But I guess that's like the point. I guess that's kind of like how it's just gonna go. Because with a series, or with a reaction like that, it's just, it's one thing. And it's like sometimes you don't even have really anything to pair it with. Because I could pair multiple types of reactions with each other. Like if I had like a number of like really short videos that were all like within the same kind of video type or the same kind of source material, I could pair them together. But with this, I don't think I had anything else for Ouran High, for example. So, and I don't think I had any other AMVs at the moment. I'd have to check that, but I don't think I did. So I just ended up doing this on its own. But anyway, the AMV itself, like, it didn't mesh well. And that's one thing that I don't mean to, like, just insult the person who made this. Because it's like, I don't want to be rude or whatnot, but at the same time, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I think. This wasn't that well made. This is on the lower end of the AMV spectrum. And not because it doesn't have all the flashy text or anything like that. Not because it doesn't have cool effects. No, it's like that because it doesn't fit. The song doesn't really match the series at all. But even outside of that, the person making the AMV didn't try to match too much with the actual clips. There's like there's points where it's like they're listing things off and it like cuts between different clips during that. And it will like sometimes like when they're saying like mistletoe kiss, they always show like the twins. But at the same time, the vast majority of the time, it's like the lyrics are just not matching the visuals at all. And again, sometimes that can work. Sometimes it can be charming. Sometimes the vibe is still there to where the song just sounds like the right kind of vibe, the right kind of like feeling for the series. To where it's like, even if it doesn't match up too well, it still works on a like just, again, vibey level. This isn't that for me, though. It's like, I think there's a couple things about Christmas in the actual series, too. I think there might even be like a shot of a Santa Claus in there. And I don't think, unless I missed it, I don't think it was used in this AMV. There was stuff like showing them like doing the beach thing and all, and just all kinds of other stuff, but I don't think the actual Christmas stuff was shown. Unless I just like didn't notice it somehow. But like I just felt that for the most part nothing was really making sense and matching up, and it didn't feel like there was it felt like someone just decided they like this song and they like Ouran High and wanted to put those together without knowing if it would actually work. And to be fair, that's how a lot of AMVs, especially back in the day, were made. A lot of AMVs were done because people like this song, people like this series, let's put them together. But this is different than like pairing Naruto with Linkin Park's Numb. Which, by the way, I think there were a lot of those. Specifically that combination. Because something like that, you could use that to express certain characters' plot lines and feelings and stuff within the course of the series. You could make it work. And again, that one works in terms of vibes, too. It honestly makes Naruto feel cooler than it actually is. But while that can work, this I didn't feel did, personally. I didn't feel like this like really meshed well at all. Um so I I apologize, but this one just didn't do it for me. It was interesting to hear this song. I want to look up the song a little bit more real quick. Especially because that way we could pad out these afterthoughts a little more to at least kind of try to match up with the pre-thoughts. So let me see here. It's called Merry Frickin' Christmas. And then in brackets it was Frickin' A. Okay, the actual song appears to be called Merry, Merry, Merry Frickin' Christmas. Or no, maybe not. Is Frickin' A the band? I don't know. I'm not actually finding much for this here. I see a Spotify link, so let me try opening that up real quick. I have my phone muted, so you won't be able to hear anything, but luckily Spotify does have a lyric thing on it, so I should be able to check with that. Okay, there's a lot of things listed here. See if I can bring it up. Yeah, the band is Frickin' A. I'm not seeing a listing here for the lyrics though. Frickin' A. Merry, Merry, Merry Frickin' Christmas. Apparently, the actual song also has a subtitle called World Champion Red Sox Anthem. What? Okay, I think I found the lyrics here. Oh no, this is a different song. Yeah, this is an entirely different song. Oh, hold on. Is there like two versions? I think there might be two versions. Because I'm seeing another version here that doesn't say the Red Sox anthem part. I guess they made a version for the Red Sox or something? But yeah, I'm seeing another version here that looked like the lyrics were correct. Yeah, the trees, the gifts, the mistletoe kiss. Yeah, yeah. Must be on Santa Claus's shit list. Yeah, yeah, okay. This is definitely it. So yeah, the song is called Merry, Merry, Merry Frickin' Christmas, and it's by Frickin' A. I've never heard of this band. I have never heard of this band in my life. The song, oh, I should probably say what the original song I was thinking of was. So let me find that real quick. Okay, the song I don't think it was the Dropkick Murphys song because the season from the Dropkick Murphys is The Seasons Upon Us. Hmm. No. I might have it in my Spotify playlist, so I have to open Spotify back up. I want to try to see if I could let you guys know about this. Plus, again, I'm trying to like pad out these afterthoughts a little bit because I have a playlist on Spotify for Christmas music. Your library. Where is it? Here? And most of the Christmas music I listen to is not like the classic stuff. It's more like rock stuff and like covers and stuff by other bands. Like there's Heavy Metal Christmas by Twisted Sister, but I don't think that's what I was thinking when I heard this song title. Uh, bu- 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 There's Mighty Boss Tones, but that's not it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would like specifically be what I would have thought it was. It's not Happy Christmas, War is Over, though I have a few of those on here. Oh, hold on, no, I found it. Merry Flippin' Christmas. It's so close. It's like so close. And it's by Bowling for Soup. That's what I was thinking of. That's the song I was thinking of. Yeah, it's called Merry Flippin' Christmas, Happy Freakin' New Year. That's what it's called. It's by Bowling for Soup. That's the song I was thinking. Okay. I knew there was another song that had like a title that was like super close to this. Um, I guess that was it. So yeah, go check that out, I guess. But I'm sure we'll check out more AMVs in the future. I had done that, like, I had done a series specifically for AMVs before where I, like, did, like, top 10 AMVs. I had a bunch of those videos. And I just stopped doing it because it's, like, it's hard to, like, research and find new AMVs that I really like at this point. Because I've seen so many at this point. And it's like, I guess I could look up stuff for newer shows, I guess. You know, honestly, this Merry Frickin' Christmas song might work better with like a series like Sanda. Like, honestly, I feel like the tone of the song would work for Sanda. Um, but either way, um, this AMV was just kind of there. I didn't really love it. It's like I didn't like the way the lyrics and everything didn't really match up. Um, and I just didn't really get the right vibes from it either. It's not one of those AMVs that I just really like the vibes for, even if it doesn't entirely match. I would suggest going to check out. Let me see if I can find it to like point you in the right direction. I would suggest checking out the AMV I mentioned for Frankie, the Super Duper Man one. Let me see if I can find the channel it's on YouTube right now, at least. Because again, I don't know if this channel was the original poster. Okay, because I'm seeing two separate videos here. And I think it's this one. Okay, go away, advertisement. I have it muted, but I'll recognize the like way the clips are organized. Because I've seen this video enough. Yeah, this is it. Okay. It is currently on the channel. Actually, it's been on this channel for 19 years. Holy crap. Maybe this is the original poster. Oh, yeah, I think this is. Based on what the thing is saying here. This was uploaded in April of 2006. It's almost as old as YouTube itself. And the channel is Fad Joe Fad M. To spell that, FADJOFADM. All one word, all lowercase. And the video is just called Super Duper Frankie. It has 515,000 views according to this. And again, it was uploaded 19 years ago. I would suggest checking that one out for an AMV that doesn't quite work perfectly, but has exactly the right kind of vibes that just makes it, like, again, one of my favorite AMVs of all time. I would suggest checking that one out. But that all being said, thank you to Venom for donating. I don't think I mentioned it was Venom who donated for this, by the way. Apologies for that. But thank you to Venom for donating for this. And maybe we'll find some other really good AMVs in the future. Of course, mind you, it's also hard because I've seen so many at this point. It's going to be hard to find one that I don't know. But I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Ouran High AMVs, so that's actually probably a fair place to start. Or any AMVs for stuff that's newer. Like, I've only seen, like, for example, a few Dandadan AMVs. I've only seen a few of, like, other recent series. I haven't been, like, checking a lot of more recent ones. So, if you can find stuff like that. But yeah. I don't really have anything else to say, so I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you once again to Venom, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.